Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. This is my new Learn to Play the Violin book 2, and it is a follow-on from my original violin lessons 1 to 10. They'll be linked directly underneath this video. This book is going to teach you the next stages in your learning, and it is aimed at beginners who have already learned the basics or everything that's in those videos 1 to 10, and you just want to progress on further and properly. It is available to purchase here. There'll be a link just coming up here. I will also put a link directly in the description bar underneath. And like all of my books, this book is 100% downloadable. In other words, it's an ebook. So I printed this out at home using my home printer, and then I just bound it together using my spiral binder. So this book also comes with a songbook too as well. So the 10 pieces in here will contain all of the skills and all the techniques and everything that you will have learned from this book. So if you want to progress on to the next stages in your learning, then grab your copy of the books and let's get going. Lesson 20, this is about sight reading and learning to play new music. Now I've got quite a few pages of lots of information about this that I tell my students, and just general information about sight reading. So again, I'm not going to go through that because it's all written here and there's not really much more that I want to add on it, but I just want to say that it actually does say here that you might be wondering why sight reading is in that book, and it is because it is an important skill for a musician to have. The better you are at sight reading, the better you are at learning and picking up new pieces of music. I see a lot of students that learn pieces the wrong way. They'll learn everything bar by bar. So they'll play one bar, they'll perfect it, they'll go back and do it again. They've made a mistake, they'll go back and do it again. And then they'll get through that bar, they'll move on to the next bar, make a mistake, go back and do it again. It's a very time-consuming and very incorrect way of learning a new piece of music, and a very bad habit to get into, because it means that once you set yourself up for that, that is how you're always going to be learning to play new pieces of music. The idea is of sight reading is that you want to get from the start of a piece of music to the end of a piece of music as not necessarily as quickly as possible, but as proficiently as possible. So if you went 1, 2, 3, 4, started, I would expect you to be finished at the same time as it would take me to for my eyes to go through the music. And that is a very different skill to have. I cannot emphasize that enough, and I have put that in there. So I urge everybody just to read this and understand the rationale behind it. Don't just take sight reading as, you've just flicked through the pages until you get to the bit where you've got to play. That is not the point. You have to understand why I've put this in the book. And again, it's something that a lot of teachers don't do, but I do, because I think it is so important. And I think the better you are at sight reading, which is such a simple skill to have, the better you are at sight reading, the quicker you can play and learn pieces of music. And let's face it, we're all about the quickness, aren't we? We're all about, we want it now, we want it yesterday, we don't want to wait for it, we want it now. So I'm kind of embracing that. So if you guys want it now, and if you guys want to learn how to play the violin right now and be really good right now, get better at your sight reading, and I am telling you that you will have it quicker and you will have it right now, and you won't be fiddling and faffing about with the music and taking ages to learn it. So if you can get your head around the sight reading concept, and every time you see a new piece of music, consider it or treat it as sight reading. Obviously, after you've played it maybe 4 or 5 times, the sight reading wears off, and then that's when you start to learn it and start to perfect it. But the initial stages, so sight reading is a completely different beast to playing music. So every time you play a new piece of music, it is called sight reading. But if you guys don't utilize that skill or learn it properly, then you're always going to come a cropper in my books anyway. So that's kind of all I want to really say about that. So please do read the few pages that are on here, just so you can understand where I'm coming from and why it's so important. And then I think after you've read this, you will definitely agree with me. So I'm just going to get to the end where you've got the few sight reading tests, and I'm going to play through those. I will stress that do not listen to this part of the video before you have tried the sight reading tests yourself, because then that completely defeats the object of sight reading. And I've made these up, so I mean, I haven't even played this through yet at this point, and I don't know what rubbish I've sat here and made up, but the point is that I haven't given you something that you're going to recognise, because that's easy to do. If you're playing a piece of music that you don't know how it goes, you've never seen it before, it's just a mishmash of notes, nobody knows how it goes, that means it's almost like being blindfolded, isn't it? So you're having to really use all the skills that you've learned to actually play a piece of music, because you don't know how it goes as well. So that's another reason why you must not listen to these. So it does say that. Sight reading test 1. Sight reading test 2. Sight reading test 3. Sight reading test 4. Sight reading test 5. Sight reading test 6. Sight reading test 7. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this course, and don't forget to check out the songbook too that goes with this. It contains 10 well-known classical pieces that have all the skill and all the technique that you will have learnt from lessons 11 to 20. So if you want to practice the new skill that you've got, then this is a really good book. And it also comes with a video demonstration as well of me playing each piece, so that you can physically see me play it. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this book, and I'll see you next time. Bye.